Today it's about managing stress. We've all had those times when we've got a big job coming up or some kind of event. We've got so many things on our plate that stress just creeps in. What do you do? How do you handle that stress? Eventually, when you're under stressful times for longer periods of time, it begins to lead to anxiety and depression. So that's what you can't let happen. There was a study that linked working out to stress and how it builds resiliency, and that's what you have to do. There's no there's no actual scientific explanation for it, but they've shown that the people that work out have a better threshold, have more resiliency when it comes to taking on that stress. So it's another huge reason to begin regular exercise, to begin working out. Start your morning routine, doing your 3-minute challenge like we talked about. Working out deactivates the stress response. It has there's a chemical response within your brain that happens that, it releases endorphins and everything else within the brain, and that it calms your entire body. So the more you work out, the better barrier, the better safeguards you build to deal with that stress. Food also has a physiological effect on your brain and stress. So you have to define what kind of stress person you are. Do you eat a lot when you get stressed out? Are you a stress eater? Do you not eat? Do you just go to sleep and kind of, sometimes when we get depressed we just sleep? Do you not sleep? Is your brain just wired and you're thinking of all these things you have to do? You're so stressed out. So really start to define what kind of stressful person you are. Then you could put better safeguards in on how to deal with that stress. Number one is obviously working out. Again, like I said, food has a great effect on the body when it comes to talking about stress. If you drink wine, you've always heard people talk about, well, I had to have a beer, I had to have, a glass of wine to relax for the day. Some people, that's how they deal with stress, and that's completely fine. You just have to have a balance with that. And, not everyone's going to pound out, 500-pound squats to deal with their stress. Some people are going to have to relax with a glass of wine or two. So start to realize what kind of stressful person you are, recognize it, and have those safeguards, have those barriers built in, so when you know you're going to encounter stressful times or stressful events coming up, you're protected and you're able to deal with that. Dealing with stress should be one of the top health priorities for you. It's beyond just, how much water do I drink, how much protein do I take in, how many times do I work out. All that stuff is simple. Stress management is, again, one of the very top priorities that should be in your health regimen. So your task for the day: continue with regular exercise, whether it be the 3-minute challenge or anything else, daily activity, movement, exercise. And then also defining what kind of stress eater you are, what kind of foods you have, so you can have those planned out for stressful times.